Let's talk about love languages. Because in an ideal world, relationships would be easy. You'd marry your best friend and you sail off into the sunset. But it's not always like that. Sometimes it is, and sometimes it's not. It's really not. It's fine. It's fine. Now, I know it's nothing to do with breath work or fitness, but it is to do with wellness, and that's why I wanted to talk about them. Now, love languages aren't an exact science. They're more of a general idea of how somebody likes to give and receive love. But seeing as somebody has been so kind enough to label them for us, I feel that we should discuss them. There are 5 of them, and those 5 are physical touch, words of affirmation, quality time, gift giving, and acts of service. Now, I'm not here to explain too much about them, but more so why I feel they are important in our relatings. Now, one of my previous relatings, I booked a hotel room, spent the grand total of £700 on one night. Now, to some people, that's not a lot. Some people, that's not a lot, and that's fine. But to me, at the time, it was a lot of money to spend on one night. And I did this because this person was looking for a certain place to go, and I thought, let me take the reins. I'll take the reins and then find it for them and also surprise them. So I guess it was a merge of 2. It was an act of service and gift giving wrapped up into one. So I thought, I'm good. I'm in the good books. I've done a good thing. I had a lovely night, had a lovely meal, great time. But it was the morning, the day after, the night before, where things didn't go as smoothly as I would have liked them to do. This particular person started to get slightly agitated with me because I hadn't taken pictures with her, or I wasn't spending time taking pictures with her. So her love language is quality time. And although I had gone through this act of gift giving and an act of service, the way she saw love, or the way that she received love, was quality time. So that's where there was a miscommunication, and we started beefing. There was beef. She was like, "Why aren't you taking pictures with me?" I was like, I'll take pictures. So I didn't realize that that's what you wanted. And I didn't realize that that's what she wanted because I never knew what her love language was. I just knew mine, and I knew that I was giving love in this way. I didn't know that she was gonna not receive it in the same way that I had intended it to be. A different example with a different person at a different time. I was about 45 minutes late for work, and I had my car running outside. I had some thermals that I wanted to give to this person. Some, there's that under thermal stuff. They like to go for walks, and it was getting colder, so I thought, let me just swing round, even though I'm late. I'll just drop in, give her thermals, and then bounce to let her know that I'm thinking of this person. So I came in, gave this person the thermals, an act of service, as you will. This person didn't receive them in the way that it was intended. So later on, when I got a text message from this person who apparently wasn't very happy, I asked what the problem was because I came round even though I was 45 minutes late for work, had the car running with all this equipment in it. Their reply was, "You didn't tell me you loved me." And I was like, I've just come out of my way to give you this. And this person's reply was, "You didn't tell me you love me." So the miscommunication there being, my love language being an act of service, they were looking for words of affirmation. And I didn't give it to them because I thought the way I show love is by an act of service. But again, a miscommunication. This is why love languages are important. Now, some people may have read the book Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus by a guy called John Gray, written in the 70s, great book, possibly a little bit dated in some areas, but was written in the 70s. It has a couple of really good examples and some really strong points of this just completely miscommunication or misunderstanding. There's one specific example, and don't quote me on this, I'm just getting the general gist of it and the point that I pulled from it. Now, it's not gender specific. I'm aware that some people might have this trait in them even though they are of a different gender and whatnot, but as a general rule of thumb, or as a general story to pull a moral from, this is how it went. A woman comes home from work and wants to speak to her husband. She starts telling her husband about the day that she's had at work. Now, a man being a man, as soon as he hears a problem, he wants to fix it. So he hears what she's saying and he tries to offer advice in ways to fix it. But all she wants to do to alleviate her stress and her tension is to just talk about it. So the guy's hearing the problem. He's offering a solution to the problem, but she's not looking for a solution. She just wants to talk. So him offering his solution, she's not listening to the solution, so he feels like he's not being listened to. And because he's given advice that she didn't ask for, she feels like she's not being listened to. So they both come away from the conversation feeling like the other person hasn't really listened to them. when all it is just a miscommunication. If the guy knew that all she wanted to do was talk, and if a woman knew that sometimes when she voices a problem, that the man is gonna automatically wanna fix it by his nature, then there wouldn't be this miscommunication. So this is why love languages are important. Not just love languages, but communication, I feel, is so crucial to getting to the root of a relationship and watering the right parts so it could fully blossom in the way that we would all like it to. So whether it's a miscommunication in love languages or misunderstanding in what the other person wants, there are 2 examples, 3 examples, multiple infinite examples of tension that could have easily been avoided had the other person known what the other person wanted. So my question to you, peers, friends, family, brothers, sisters, nations, global people, can we implement this? Can we find a way to implement this type of conversation or this type of communication within our relatings? The okayness of wanting to share what your love language is and wanting to ask somebody what theirs is. There are so many things I'd love as standard in this culture, but I'm not too sure if it's going to catch on. I really don't. But even if it doesn't, I'm going to make it a priority for myself to make sure that I have these conversations, to make sure that I know what the other person might want from me and let them know that if I do this, it means this, because they might not know. It's no good having a relationship where you just allow somebody to guess. Guessing games do not work, especially in this day and age. People can just flip from Hinge to Bumble to Tinder to Plenty of Fish, too quick to find somebody else. But if you find somebody that you really think could be a person that you could chill with, could jam with, maybe spend the rest of your life with, then I feel like it's very, very, very important to have a conversation. What's your love language? Tell me what's yours. Tell me how you receive love. Tell me how you give love. Because guessing games do not work. So if I am blessed in the future to have another relating of some sort, then I'm definitely going to have this conversation. Because we all hear that communication is key. Of course communication is key, but it's the right type of communication. We all know that eating greens is good for you, but what type of greens and why? What type of communication and why? Now you can tell somebody what your favorite film is, what your favorite ice cream is. Great. They're going to get you something on DVD. Do they still do DVDs? And they're gonna bring you your pot of your favorite Ben & Jerry's ice cream. That's all well and good if you want a movie night in. But for a longer term, they need to know what your love language is, how you give and how you receive love. And you need to know what theirs is, how they give love and how they receive love. And most importantly, when they tell, listen. Listen. Another part of communication isn't just speaking, it's listening. Listen to what your partner wants. Listen to how your partner shows their affection, how they show their love. Simple things, guys. Talk and listen. Just talk and just listen. And some people definitely need to listen more than they talk. That is for damn sure. If somebody explains to you their love language, make sure that you're listening, tuning in, paying attention. And on that note, my love languages are... I'm playing. Mine are, that will have to be acts of service, obviously, and I think physical touch. Yeah, I think physical touch. Words of affirmation, physical touch. Till next time, guys.